Well, okay, Shalom, Shalom, Yashar Allah, or Israel, whatever you choose to use, right? Well, okay, really quick video, really quick. We got to be very, very careful and mindful of what we consume and put in our bodies, right? Now, remember what I always tell you, it's all about defiling your bodies and keeping your body in sin. So the Most High won't accept you, right? When he send Hamashiach back. Now, when you look at these syrups, right, they all supposed to be maple syrup. You know, some is fake, some is artificial, and some is real, right? But the whole purpose is to keep your body biblically clean through the dietary laws, right? But also, there's a lot of stuff that you can consume out here that's detrimental to your health, okay? So when you look at these syrups here, all right, you have Pearl Milling, Miss Buttersworth, all right, Log Cabin, okay, and then you have all of the natural or so-called natural syrups up here, right? Nature's Promise, Spring Tree. Now, I'm gonna show you the differences between these syrups here and the one that I will choose to buy, right? As you can see right here, this is what I would normally choose, although it's the store brand, but it's a natural syrup, right? It's not an artificial syrup. So when you look at these here, when you see Miss Buttersworth, right? A lot of people like Miss Buttersworth, a very popular brand. You can go to the restaurants, you know, like all of the breakfast restaurants like Denny's or what have you, and they will have that there. But when you look at the ingredients that's on this right here, right? Let me see if I can pull it closer so that you can sort of see this, right? As you can see here, it says hexametaphosphate. Okay, now I advise all of you guys to look up that word. I did a video concerning this like nearly 3 years ago. This word, a lot of people can't even pronounce this word right here, right? But look this word up. It's called hexametaphosphate. Okay, and then of course you have high fructose corn syrup, and then you have all of these other things, and this is the main thing right here, right? This is the whole point of it. Mono and diglycerides, right? Now, all of you guys that's following me, and you know, all of you that have checking out my dietary law videos, you should know by now exactly what this is right here. Mono and diglycerides. Look that up. All right. But just to give you a heads up, just in case you don't know, that's hidden pork. All right. That's swine right here in this man. Okay. So when you look at this brand, it's Miss Buttersworth. It tastes good. A lot of people like it. Even a few brothers and sisters in this faith, they love Miss Buttersworth. All right. And a lot of us like to stress how we're not supposed to eat shellfish. We're not supposed to eat pork and swine and all of that. Well, here it is right here. A lot of you guys are still consuming pork and you don't even know it. This is it right here. Mono and diglycerides on top of hexametaphosphate, which is poison. Okay, it's a preservative that they're putting in these foods right now. All right. So I would advise a lot of you guys to stop buying that just off the strength of that. You know what I mean? This is not something to bash Miss Buttersworth or whatever. You know, you can buy whatever you want. It's your money. But if you're keeping a biblically clean diet, I wouldn't advise you to buy that. Now, of course, everyone knows about this right here. This is Pearl Milling. You know, it used to be the owner of Aunt Jemima. Okay? So if you look at the ingredients to this, as it says here, you got high fructose corn syrup, and once again, you have hexametaphosphate. All right, that's a poison. It's detrimental to your health. So this is another brand that I wouldn't advise everyone to get. All right, although it tastes good, it's not good for you. All right, and then you have another high popular brand here. All right, you have Log Cabin, which is another good tasting so-called syrup, right? But as you can see on the front here, it's really corn syrup. It's not maple syrup. All right, maple syrup is the original syrup that you want to consume, man. Okay, but when you look at this right here, although it says no height fructose corn syrup, right? But what about the ingredients? There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Mono and diglycerides, all right? Pork, hidden pork, all right? Once again, hexametaphosphate, which is detrimental to your health if it's consumed over a long period of time. So all of these brands right here, although they're America's favorite, a lot of people love to consume these brands. They taste good, but a lot of them are not good for your health, man. Not only that, but they're biblically unclean because they have hidden pork. All right. So a lot of this stuff you can't consume. Now, if you were to take my advice, this is something that you want to get. This is pure maple syrup, right? You can see the price here, although you're going to be spending a pretty penny for this. But this is a very good brand to buy. Okay. As you can see here with the ingredients, it's just organic maple syrup, straight from the tree. This is the original honey, according to the biblical scripture. You know, when the Bible speaks of honey, this is what this is talking about. This is talking about a sweet syrup, a nectar, all right? It's not talking about bee honey, all right? Bees are unclean, and you can't consume their honey because the honey comes from the bee, which is unclean. So that makes the honey and the royal jelly that people like to eat sometimes, which is definitely unclean because that comes from the queen bee. All right. So a lot of this stuff right here, you got to be very careful with. Like this right here. I think the honey is somewhere over here, right? A lot of people would say, especially brothers and sisters in the truth, they would say, oh, you can consume honey. Honey is okay. It doesn't say anything about bee honey being unclean, and the scripture speaks of honey, right? But show me where it says we can eat creepy crawlers or anything that comes out of a creepy crawler. But I can show you in the Bible, according to the book of Leviticus chapter 11 and Deuteronomy 14, that we're not supposed to be consuming creepy crawlers, right? This is what the bees fall in category with, the creepy crawler. Okay, so if you can't eat the bees, then how can you eat the honey that's produced from bees, right? As it shows right here. Okay, that's a bee, right? 100% pure, unfiltered honey. All right, although it may taste good and it's common in most things, a lot of people use it for medicines, so to speak, when they drink like hot tea and lemon and honey, or they can eat their oatmeal or whatever with honey, or their cereal, or whatever they choose to use it for, right? But this stuff right here is unclean according to biblical scripture, man. Okay, we're not supposed to be consuming anything that comes from an unclean honeybee, all right? But if you want the real honey, which is the sweet nectar that the Bible speaks of, you have to get pure maple syrup that comes from the tree, man, right? Like I just showed you this one. This is pretty much the same brand here, all right? And then you have this right here, cinnamon and vanilla infused maple syrup, right? This stuff is good for you right here. Okay, the only thing that you see on the ingredients is organic maple syrup, organic cinnamon extract, all right? And then you have organic vanilla bean extractive. All right, so this is the best thing to get right here. If you want to have your pancakes, if you want to have your waffles, you know, for your children, or if you want to have some oatmeal, throw some maple syrup in there or some cinnamon, what have you. This is what you get, man. Now, normally, this is the brands that I will buy. I will buy Spring Tree maple syrup, 100% pure. Okay. And the only ingredient is pure maple syrup, straight from the tree, right? Even the so-called vegans or vegetarians will tell you this, man. right? Even those guys don't consume honey because they understand that the honey comes from the honeybee. Not that they're following the biblical dietary law, but because it comes from something that's living, basically. All right. Now, me personally, I don't follow the vegan diet. I don't follow the keto diet or the pescatarian diet and all of that stuff. I don't follow that. I follow the pure Mediterranean biblical diet, man. Right. And this is the brand that I usually get. It's a store brand, but it's good. It costs a lot of money. It's $7 plus tax for this small glass bottle, but it's worth it. All right. It keeps you biblically clean. It keeps you doing the Most High's will, which is pleasing to Him. And it's good for you. The only ingredient in this is maple syrup, right? Not like these right here. You got hexametaphosphate. You got high fructose corn syrup. You got hidden pork in it, which is mono and diglycerides, right? These are the best brands to get, man, right? And it's also good with your hot tea and lemon, right? If you ask me personally, I think that tastes better than the honey, right? You put some of that in your hot tea with lemon, it tastes great, man. Fabulous. All right, so I just wanted to make that quick video here for you guys, man. Just to give you guys a little bit of heads up, just in case if you like to buy these syrups right here, and then you're trying to keep the Most High's biblical dietary law. You got to be mindful of this, man, because a lot of this stuff have hidden pork in it. Not only does it have hidden pork in it that will make you biblically unclean, but it also have something detrimental to your health, which is high fructose corn syrup and hexametaphosphate, man. Look it up. Do your own research. Just don't take my word for it, right? So I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully that everyone have a lovely Shabbat. Till the next time, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yasher Allah. Peace out.